You see, anytime you proclaim a fast, that act become an alarm in the realm of God, signaling God that someone needs his attention. Anytime you proclaim a fast, you give yourself an opportunity for your life to be redirected. Fasting is an invitation to God. So each time you proclaim a fast, automatically you are inviting God to step into your matter. And when God steps into a man's matter, that case is considered settled, irrespective of the legalities, irrespective of the forces and the powers involved. When God is attracted into a man's matter, mercy is activated. And when mercy is activated, protocols are set aside. God sets aside protocols when mercy is activated. So, whenever you proclaim a fast, it is a letter, it is a written note to God. It's also an expression of surrender. You are writing to God that you can no longer handle it yourself. You are telling God you can no longer do it yourself, that now you are surrendering to Him. And it becomes an act of humility. It becomes a call to divine backup. For divine backup, for God to send reinforcement, for heaven to send reinforcement your direction, for God to send reinforcement your way. So anytime you proclaim a fast, in fasting we are humbled. And the Bible says that God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. And the Bible says when we humble ourselves under the mighty hand of God, the next thing that comes up is exaltation. When you proclaim a fast, you prepare yourself for divine lifting. You prepare yourself for divine exaltation, because humility attracts divine exaltation. Humility attracts divine promotion. Humility attracts the grace of God upon your life. When your life is graced, when your life is seasoned with grace, then things that refuse to work for you automatically begins to work expressly. Because grace opens doors that ordinarily wouldn't have opened for you. Grace opens extraordinary doors. Grace creates chance and opportunities for you where there are no chances. Even if there is no chance, whenever a man of grace appears, chance is automatically created. Because there is something in that man. There is an atmosphere the man carries that speaks, that tells everyone around that this man must be included. This man must be part of that good program. This man must be part of this very great opportunity. This man must have a shot in this thing. A chance, a position must be created for him. That is what grace does. It creates a position. It gives you, it gives you a position. See, there are gates that ordinarily wouldn't have opened for you. But the moment you proclaim a fast, you begin to arrest powers of ages who took charge of these gates, who confiscated these gates, who resist your ascension or who resist your access into these gates. that your destiny has been waiting for to be opened for you. So when you proclaim a fast, reinforcement is released towards your direction. And when reinforcements are released, powers of ages, evil forces, demons, powers, witches and wizards are arrested. The evil elders, demonic elders, satanic elders that sit at the gate, that vow that you will never access that gate, that you will never attain that promotion, that you will never access that promotion, that opportunity. These powers are arrested. And the devices, demonic and satanic devices used in shutting down these gates and doors are dismantled, are uninstalled, and destroyed. And on its own accord, these gates open for you. And there are certain gates, when they open for you, your life never remains the same. Your life never remains the same. People begins to look for you, to favor you. Doors of nations are open. Doors of companies, institutions are open. Why? Because it is a gate that hosts glory. Once you enter into that glory, it's an access to glory. When glories are added to a man's life, everything begins to gravitate towards the direction of that man. You see, there is a lot fasting can do for us. In the book of Esther, when Esther proclaimed a fasting, imagine a situation where the king has written and sentenced entire nation for execution and has been sealed. And according to the law of Media and Persia, when a matter is sealed by the king's insignia, it cannot be reversed. It is a protocol that cannot be changed. It has never been changed. But through the instrumentality of fasting, Esther was able to break history. She was able to change the decision of the king. Was able to break a protocol. And that was how death sentence, that was how judgment that was obtained, a death sentence of death that was obtained through demonic litigations against the Jewish nation was reversed, because a woman took upon herself to proclaim 3 days fast. Dry fasting, no food, no water. She sought God, and a dimension of God that no man can resist came down. A dimension of the Father that goes to war. A dimension of the Father that changes protocols. A dimension of God superior to the laws of men appeared and began to speak and begin to reverse the will of the king. And begin to reverse the protocols and begin to change. Why? Because a woman proclaimed a fast. One of the great prices and one of the great sacrifices you must lay down for your destiny to have a turnaround, for you to win that battle, is fasting. The Bible says this kind cannot go except by fasting and prayer.